Hey guys, welcome back. Ants Fishing Adventures, the FG Knott. This one was very daunting in the beginning when I tried to learn it. Unfortunately, was trying braid to braid, and the braid leader being so flimsy makes it a lot more challenging. After lots of grey hairs, pulling my hair out, I then managed to get it right, braid to braid. And then in messing around, I discovered it's way easier to practice going braid to mono. So I'm going to show you guys how to do it, braid to mono on a 0.50. Your wraps are 22 to 30 wraps depending on the thickness of your line. But yeah, 22 to 30 is strong enough. You do 2 half hitches and then you do another loop that creates a bit of a ramp at the end, which I'll show you. It's a half hitch with 5 turns internally. You can, with the turns internally, you can do either 4 to 6 turns. So I'll show you that now. Basically what you need is you need your main line. This particular line is Boss Braid 30 pound Boss Braid. Very thin, as you can see. And then I've got 0.50 Kingfisher monofilament. It's a leader line. So I'm going to use this as the example for you now, and then I'll actually put a proper braid leader onto this rod so we can go fishing tomorrow. So yeah, here we go. Basically, I just want to show you quickly how you're going to wrap it. Your line needs to be under tension. Your main line needs to be under tension while you're doing this knot. If it's not under tension, your knot can slip. So there's a number of ways guys will show you. You wrap it over your little pinky finger a few times, then it frees up fingers. For me, I've tried that, it's not so comfortable. I do it the conventional way, which most fishermen do, where they hold the main line in their mouth. What your wrap is going to look like is basically the main line under tension. You take your leader line, you come over from the top. You're going to wrap your leader line underneath and around forwards, so it creates that loop on your finger. What I do is I try and get the loop as close to your tag end as possible. Then you wrap underneath and you come towards yourself again, which gives you a cross. Then you will go underneath and over again in the rod direction, and then again you will do it back towards you. You will do that, each turn is 1. So in saying that, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, etc., etc. 22 to 30 turns. So here we go. Let's see if I can get this right for you guys. Okay, so I'm going to try to talk as best I can with the line in my mouth. Please excuse me if you can't hear me. Alright, so main line under tension. Leader line over the top. Pinch the two together, and then you take your leader line, you come underneath and over on the rod side, and you pull it tight so you've got that loop. Hopefully you can see that loop. Then you pull it so the loop closes up. Then you pinch that. I'm doing this loose so you guys can see for now. I will retie it when I do the leader properly just now with the braid leader. I will do it under tension. So then from there you come underneath and over on your side now of the knot. Pull the leader again, and they fold up against each other. Now you can see you got 2 loops there. Pinch those 2 loops. Go underneath and over on the rod side. Pinch underneath and over on your side. Pinch. You now got 4 loops. You need to do that 22 to 30 times. I'll do 22 for the video. Okay, we're on 16. While you're building it, just keep opening your fingers so you can make sure that your loops are stacking up nice and tight. I find when you have gaps in between the loops, it makes the knot easier. Your knot won't cinch down as well, so there's a good chance that it can slip. Okay, so we're on 16. One. Alright, so we're on 22. So now when you get to 22, let's say anything from 22 to 30, whatever number you prefer, the longer knots can sometimes create wind knots in your casting, so you're just going to have to fiddle around and kind of see what works for you. I work with 26 on the kids' 10-foot rods. My lady's got a 14-foot 6, and I've got a 15-foot, and I work 26 on all of ours, so that's our number. Okay, so we stopped at 22 for now. Now what you do is you put your leader line and your main line together, and you take your tag end of your main line, you go over both of them, and you come through to do that half hitch. This is your locking knot. So again, pull it under tension, pull the half hitch up against the knot, and that's basically your FG knot done. You can see it's tiny. This thing flies through the guides like there's no tomorrow. I'm going to try to bring it in a little closer, and you can see, okay, sorry, it's blurring out. But if you were here in person, you would see there's no gaps in between each loop. This knot will pull up nice and tight. So once you've done your first half hitch, now you need to cinch your knot. So basically what I do is I wrap the braid and the leader line around your two hands, and you pull as tight as you can. Pull, pull, pull. That cinches everything down. So now you know that your knot is pulled down nice and tight on your leader. I'm tangling this up here. Now you'll see if you pull the right tension, your knot actually changes color. It goes from the yellow that it was, it goes almost like it's an off yellow, it almost looks dirty. Then you know you've put enough tension on your FG knot. So from there, I just pull my tag end of my main line again, just to make sure that that half hitch is pulled up nice and tight. Then I do one more half hitch, so again over the leader and the main line. I come through again, and you pull that up nice and tight, up against the old half hitch. Make sure that's pulled up nice and tight. Okay, so you've got two half hitches on there. That FG knot is locked in place. Now this that I'm going to do is, if you're doing a shock leader like a mono shock leader, which we've got here, you snip off your leader. I snip about probably 2 mils to 3 mils of the leader off. Be careful you don't snip the braid. Get yourself a lighter, and you just heat up that leader just a little bit, so it just creates a little mushroom, tiny little mushroom. You let it cool down. Now that leader can't pull through that FG. It's nice and tight. I don't know if you guys can see that, but that's the FG with your leader. The leader won't be able to pull through that FG. Now to build a little ramp on this side here, so when you're reeling the line in, it works out that it slides through the guides without any nightmares. As you can see, this knot is extremely small here, so it flies out your guides on casting extremely smooth. Alright, so now to finish this off, as I was saying, what you do is you create a loop. So you bend the line over, pinch it. So you basically got a loop that comes down up onto the mainline area, and you pinch it on that mainline area. This tag end, you now fold through the loop, or through that hole, between 4 and 6 times. I'll do 5, so that's 1, 2, 3, sorry, 4, 5. Right, so I've got it through 5 times. This tag end, you want to bring it as close to your FG knots as possible, and then you pinch it on that FG knot. So now you have all these wraps here. You can pull this knot down, but there's a very good chance that not everything will slide through nicely, and you'll end up having a bit of a bunch at the end. So what you do is your original loop that you had that was down, you now take that, and where you burnt that mono, you wrap over away from you. 1, 2, and as you're wrapping, you'll see that your wraps that you had there start to fall away because you're re-wrapping closer to the knot. And you just keep doing that until your original wraps are done and you've got these nice and tight towards the end. Right, so now I wrap those all nice and tight. I've got the big loop here now. All those wraps that were here before have been moved up to that section there. Pinch the knot, weight it, and you pull your tag in. You see how the loop starts to disappear. The loop disappears, the loop disappears, it starts to pull up on itself. Weight it one more time just to make sure. Pull it nice and tight. And there you have it, guys. That's your FG knot done on mono, obviously. Braid is the same concept. The only thing you don't do on the braid is you don't burn the mono to create that the mushroom head. You still cut it off at the same place that I did before, and that ramp that I created at the end here, you actually build that ramp on top of your braid leader. So that last 1 to 2 mils of leader that you had there, you build that ramp on top of it so it slides through the guides nice and comfortably. There's no knocking, there's no noises, etc, etc. So this knot is basically pulled up nice and tight now. Some nice braid scissors, and you cut it as close to the knot as possible. And there's your FG knot, guys. That thing's ready to roll. You will pull any size fish with this. There's a number of tests on YouTube. You can have a look at all the tests that the guys have done over all the different knots, the double unis, etc, etc, that are all out there that people use to join these lines. And this knot by far outshines all of them. It's the strongest knot to breaking point of your line poundage as opposed to all the other ones. So guys, I hope that helped you with your FG knot. Like I said, doing it with your 0.50 mono, which has got some backbone to it, so it allows you to do your wraps properly and helps you understand it better. That's probably a good way to start. And then once you've got that mapped out, then jump onto your braid to braid. Yeah, there's a number of knots out there, but this is the knot to use. Yeah, so tight lines, guys. Thanks for watching. Please feel free to put a comment. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share with your friends, and let us know if there's anything else that you would like to see. Much appreciated. Tight lines all. Cheers, guys.